Hey guys, Caleb with Black Pearl Media. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm taking a little break from car content and I'm going to be working on the 40-gallon breeder. All right, for those of you who don't know, this is my 40-gallon REEF tank, and I've probably had this up and running for about 4 months now. Some of the stock came from another tank that I had previously for a couple of years, so I upgraded to this 40-gallon breeder from a 15-gallon, and I've been loving the journey on this bad boy, and I get a lot of enjoyment from this hobby, especially when my car is away. Now, if you can see here, there's a lot of like this red slime on my sand bed. It's very, very heavy in the back there. I don't know if you can see, but it's very, very heavy. That's like a cyanobacteria kind of thing, and it's very normal to see while you're, trying to figure out the right lighting schedule. There's a natural cycle that just goes on, so you do see this. I also have this bubble algae. I think you guys can see it, especially on like that old skeleton and stuff. You can see those bubbles, it looks like. That's an algae that my crab has actually been working on, but I do need to manually take some of that off just to help keep the control down. And I'm also going to try and remove some of the cyanobacteria. Now, I'm also experiencing some close up. So these are some of the corals that are closed up right now, and they were opened up 2 days ago. I did feed them and they have not reopened. Sometimes they do stay closed, but I do want to check the water parameters to make sure that everything's okay for them, and if there's any changes that I need to make, I can do that. And we're coming up on a water change here soon, so I will be doing a water change for the tank very soon, so they'll be happy once that's done. But I want to just try and get my bearings, make sure I got all of my information right with the tests and the water chemistry. What I find helpful is these pinchers. They're like tongs. I got them on Amazon for pretty cheap. And what I can do is these are on very, very tight, but you can try and puncture them and they can come out a lot easier. And this weakens the whole colony. So I can kind of take those apart, puncture them, get rid of them, like that. You'll see the fish go after them pretty enthusiastically, especially the clownfish. They love them. I don't know if they try and eat them or they're just playing with them, but it's pretty entertaining to watch them do their thing. I was pretty excited because I did get an emerald crab, and the emerald crab has not been picking on any of the corals. I have not witnessed him doing any of that. I've actually witnessed him close to corals, but not picking at them, just kind of grazing alongside of them, and that's kind of what you want to see. You always want to be careful with emerald crabs because they could start picking at your corals if they don't have anything sufficient to eat. But seems like mine has plenty to eat around here, and I don't blame him. He actually climbed all the way up here and was eating the bubble coral. Or I'm sorry, not the bubble coral, the bubble algae, which is exactly what I bought him for. And I bought crabs before in the past that did not eat the bubble algae, and it's pretty annoying because you buy them for a reason. They're supposed to be good for that kind of stuff, and then they don't do what you're thinking they're gonna do, and it can get pretty annoying. But this time it seemed like it worked out. He was all over it. He did take out quite a few, but then he kind of moved away from the area, so probably had his fill of bubble algae and then went on to something else. Greener pastures, as they say. Next, I'm going to try and get some of this cyanobacteria off the rocks. And as you can see, I've got this little tiny mushroom here, and he would easily blow off. So I'm going to move him over just really quick. I'm going to use this little pipette, and I'm going to just blow the cyanobacteria off. It's kind of a pain, but there's only a couple of really heavy areas with buildup, so I'll just go through and bust it off like this. It's kind of satisfying, but I try to keep it away from my nice corals. Try to keep them free of it. Cyanobacteria definitely takes time to beat, and I have been pretty attentive. I've been doing regular water changes. I've changed my lighting schedule. I have seen an improvement, but definitely need to keep up with your maintenance, that's for sure. While I was blowing off the cyanobacteria, I noticed there was a couple of frags that are not glued down yet. I move them around until they find kind of a happy place, and there's a few that I'm going to glue down so they don't keep blowing around. And the way I do that is I use just super glue. I use the gel kind. If you get the liquid kind, it's going to be flowing all over the tank. I've made that mistake before, so get yourself the gel kind of super glue. I put on gloves just in case I get some glue on my hands. Start with this tree looking thing. Go ahead and get the super glue twisted on here. Punctured, I think we're good. Whoop, yep, there it is. Oh, goodness, you gotta go fast here. That up there. Make sure we get the good side forward here. Nice. We're also going to get this guy down here. This is a mushroom baby. This mushroom split off the main head here, which is really cool. Just a small little guy, so he's not going to take much glue. Put a little dollop of glue on him. Goes. Okay, perfect. So now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and check the salinity with my refractometer, and we'll see how salty the water is. Now I've been trying to bring the salinity of the water down slowly with my water changes because it's always been a tad on the higher side. So I've probably done about 2 water changes, 2 or 3. So let's see where it's at now. Right at 0.025, and I am at 0.025, and like it looks like maybe a hair over it, not quite 6, but possibly. So that's right where you want to be. That's not a bad thing. So salinity I'm comfortable with. I'm going to go ahead and look at the temperature, make sure the temperature is good. Temperature is right at 77 degrees, which is exactly where I want it to be. Now I'm going to check my alkalinity with my Hannah checker. So I'm going to go ahead and run this test and see what my alkalinity is looking like. I'm going to turn it on. It says C1. Take my vial, fill up, I think that's 10 mils. You got to cap it and clean it off really good. You're going to put this inside your Hannah checker. Hit it till it reads C2. Then you can take it out and add your solution to the vial. This is your solution here. You add 1 mil exactly. I'll give you a little syringe. There's 1 mil. Now we're going to gently invert it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's just to make sure there's no bubbles in here. And I always like to wipe it down a little bit before I put it back in to make sure there's no fingerprints. Press it again. It says 6.3. So I believe you got to do a little bit of math to figure out what your numbers are exactly. So let me go ahead and calculate that really quick. So this is actually pretty low. It's at 112.3, something around there. And that's a little bit low. You want your DKH to be between 8 and, I think it's like 8 and 10 or 8 and 12, something like that. So I have a solution for this though. This is REEF code AP and AB, and you have to like pre-mix it up, and then you can add it to your tank and it brings your alkalinity up. That'll definitely make the corals feel more happy. What I like to do is I have it pre-mixed up in these mason jars. So I add 20 mils a day until it goes up, and then you can check it again and just do maintenance after that. Now I have B, and you wait 5 to 10 minutes before you put this in, and that's just so it doesn't mix with the other chemical and create like a calcium buildup on stuff. Now that that's all set, I like to scrape the back of the glass off. There can be some buildup of some slime, some oxygen, some nasty stuff there that can just build up. It's not that fun to look at, so I always scrape that down. Front of the protein skimmer as well. Get some of that junk off of there. Even on this here. So that cyanobacteria, it really just gets all over everything. Can't wait for it to be gone, but it does take quite a while for it to leave. Then my last thing on my list of maintenance, I like to clean the glass. One tip I have for this, I never spray directly on the glass because I don't want things to get into the tank and potentially damage anything. So I go ahead, spray away from the glass. I use one to apply. Apply the soapy suds. I get some fresh ones to wipe her down. Leaving it nice, clean, and streak-free. Alright guys, so that's all I have for the video tonight. That's what I do for maintenance without doing a water change. Water change is actually probably going to be tomorrow. I do have to make the clean water. It takes a little while. I don't have the time tonight, but that will be happening. So it's good just to loosen things up, and then I'll suck out maybe 15-20% of the water and do a water change. If you're interested in seeing that kind of a video, I will be posting that here sometime soon. I will record that for you guys. But this is just some general stuff that I like to do to my tank for maintenance. And I know it's not car content, so a lot of my subscribers know me for my car content. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. If not, I'll have another car video out for you guys soon. Just trying to keep with that 30-day. Actually, I think is there 30 days in February? Or is it 29? I don't even know. Anyways, daily uploads in February. So I'm just trying to keep on track with that, give you guys something to look at, and just know that, you know, more content is going to be cranking out here, whether it's you know, tank related or car related, whatever it is. We do have some stuff to fit the flavors, and yeah, I hope you guys stick around. I hope you like the video. Subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you on the next video.